Okay, hello everybody. Drain 608 here, with another installment on the Unconditional Surrender in Europe uh, series. This is game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games, developed by Mark Dye. This is the BGA module version, so Board Game Arena. You can find it there. It does enforce all the rules. It has a couple of quirks on some of the repatriation rules that are not quite right, but other than that, it is an excellent way to learn how to play the game because it won't let you forget rules. Um, as a quick recap, this is called the CUCU, or affectionately known as the CUCU campaign. It stands for Cripple UK and Collapse the USSR. I have done both initially. However, the West held out in Gibraltar until November of 1943. I managed to just barely take it in 43. The Soviets have re-entered the war here in December of 1943, so there's no more Moscow Treaty. And while I was busy trying to take out Gibraltar, the West over here managed to get themselves very well placed in the Middle East. Made a slight mistake in that they went here, and the B.E.F is now in low supply. It's not going to be very effective in trying to push people out. But he does have a full supplied 8th Army with German, British Air Forces. A little low on sorties, but it's there, and I don't have any Air Forces to fight it. So I'm going to need to redress that, as it were. I did lose 2 German infantry units down in trying to defend Suez. If you look at some of the earlier ones, I didn't do a very good job of defending down here. And I have multiple threats now I have to kind of make sure I take care of. So that's what I'm going to be working on here. The West, I mean, I could declare war on Greece, no point. Can't get there. Declaring war on Vichy doesn't make any sense. Declaring war on Sweden doesn't make any sense because those are all places I can't really get to. I could declare war on Portugal, but I really am not set up to do anything. Even though I have a surprise attack marker, it was already pro mine. We won't ever get it in because the war has started up again in the east, so the diplomacy phase is gone, and there's absolutely no reason for the Allies to try and open up another front. They have the possibility of kind of getting through French North Africa and taking out Italy, but it is December of 1943. The Germans still have 80 willpower, so that is a lot of willpower that you have to overcome, and you're not going to get there by just bulldozing German armies. You're going to have to capture like all the cities to take down Germany, and that's what this strategy line is built for the Germans, is to get up to a very high number of will points, so that when the Allies are coming after you at the end of the war here, you are requiring them to conquer literally every city in Germany in order to take you out, because they can't kill enough armies in combination with taking out cities. It's just too many points. So you're going to force them to truly conquer every last city in Germany. That's the whole point of this strategy line. No, nobody's going to. We're not going to be doing declarations of war. As a matter of fact, I'll be skipping those in the future. I do have 36 production points. I still have my surprise attack marker, so I'm not going to worry about that. I think I finally lost. No, my airdrop marker is coming back in March of 44. So I've been very fortunate with the Axis. The West has done very, very well here. But for this particular turn, I have this fleet here to try and force him to use his fleets for supplying out in North Africa. I also have the German Air Force down here in Spain to kind of deter him for at least a few turns. That Air Force will ultimately probably end up back in Germany. I do have one airplane here. I have 2 airplanes in the east, so I'm going to move one over to help try and stem some of this bombing campaign. Um, I don't have a lot of I don't have enough air to stymie the Russian Air Force, but I do have poor weather here for the next, let's see, December, January, February, March, April. At least for 5 turns, it's going to be poor weather, so I'll probably be having to give up some, you know, giving up some ground here in the east. Um, my goal is in the summer of 44 to stop him short of uh, the weather line if I can, but I also need to make sure that I keep the west from making any inroads into France if possible. So that's kind of the German grand strategy of things. Um, with that in mind, um, so the Yugoslavs I needed to. Yeah, I think I might need to give a point to the Yugoslavs, and a point to the Turks, and a point to the Italians. I don't think I need to give points to the other guys. So that's what we're going to do. The Soviets are finally in the war. Um, Partisans will help, but I mean, I'm going to be making assaults here, so partisans are better when you can like sort of surround a unit and hit it, 3 or 4 times, guarantee that you kill it like a Panzer or something. So I'm going to go ahead and use it here to try and start chipping away at Axis factories. They still have a lot of extra factories from their economic reforms. I think they have 5 extra. Let's check here. Yeah, they're at 5 extra, which is the same as the Russian Lend-Lease. Um, so, you know, even if I get them down 5 factories, they're still at their starting 28. So, uh, but it's important. Every 2 points you keep from the Germans is 2 points they can't use against you. So I'm going to go ahead and use the partisans there, and we will commit. And we did get the Germans up a factory. And now what we're trying to do here is a double hit on the Germans. So we're going to go ahead and use our. This is a quandary you run into sometimes with the British. By keeping that ultra and that partisans, you could actually make a really good attack somewhere in here. Um, I have a feeling the Italians are going to go ahead and send their airplane down here because the Allies cannot supply um, in Malta because they cannot go through this strait because they don't control both sides of it. Neither can the Germans can't supply into here, and the Italians have to move into Gibraltar for 1 turn and then move out if they want to go into the Atlantic. So right now it's more of a we need to try and see if we can figure out a way to hang on to Alexandria. Um, with the British, I think it's more important for me to start getting ahead of the Germans in the strategic warfare shot here. I'm already at +7 to his +4. So I have a pretty good chance of getting it. If I do an ultra, the best he can get would be a 5. The worst I can get is an 8, which guarantees a factory loss. If you look at the combat chart, it's like right now you look at this, I have a really good chance of getting him, but if you throw in the ultra, I'm guaranteed. So I am going to throw the ultra in to guarantee that I take him up to 4 lost factories. And I get a factory back on the British, but I don't think I needed it. All right. So we've hurt the Germans some on their economics. We've taken away 4 production points for next turn. And then what did I do? So the Soviet partisans are actually coming back in a turn. Where's the and the Western Ultra is only going to be gone for 2 turns. So that's good die rolls for the Allies from that standpoint. Germans do have another airplane to build and a couple of the infantry that got lost in the Med. So we will have some aircraft to go around later on. Right now we need to just try and stem the strategic bombing because the Soviets are like at plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Soviets are at like +4 to my +3 right now. Yeah, it's +4 to +3, so they're already at an advantage. So I could be kind of just trying to hold the line at 4 loss factors. I do have a strategic move with the Axis. I really think I need to do this just because I don't want to have the Soviets running into the Middle East. So I'm going to go ahead and put this the Africa Army in there. With the West, I really don't have... I'm adjacent to enemy units all over the place. I could strategically move over here if I wanted to leave Tangier, which does not seem like a good idea because then the Germans just come across and grab it. Right now I'm affecting Spanish production. Ultimately, this unit may end up disappearing and going off and invading. Right now I'm just trying to keep the Germans from coming too... with poor weather, they can't really get very far here in North Africa, and I'm just trying to hold on for a few turns until I get the invasion of France set up, and then these units will probably pull back. Unless this German armor unit goes over to try, which I'm planning, the German Panzer will probably go over and try and restore things around Suez next turn if Italians can hang on for just one turn. We will see how that works. So I don't really have anything for the West. This guy sitting up here in Edinburgh, once I get these convoys down, he can still invade into northern France, and he can invade into Norway. So he's a good threat there. I do have some airplanes I need to bring in across here. Don't think I need to worry about the convoy, so this convoy is probably going to help bring in this bomber and this American fighter so that I can get start mounting a real threat by early spring of getting into northern France. Okay, so that's the overall thing. And the Soviets are just going to try and mosey up to the front here. I think everything's on the front line, or close enough to it that I don't really want to move anybody. So we're just going to say we're done. All right, so it's Axis actions. You always feel like you're short ground units with the Axis. What you're trying to do is limit Soviet advances. So you tend to try to hold the line. Do I want this garrison unit to try and hold the line? He's not going to do a very good job of it, but he could mess with the... Alright, Vaslov definitely needs to get over here somewhere to help me hold a river line. In case the Russians get lucky and like eliminate a unit somehow, I don't want to let them just run and breach river lines. So that's why I'm kind of doing this. I'm not going to have points next turn, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and go in there. The reason being that the Russians have not, the Soviets here have not built their convoy yet. Okay, they've got a convoy and an armored unit to build. They could build their convoy in Leningrad, and then in January they're threatening to take Tallinn and or Helsinki. They could build it down here in Batum, which is why this Romanian is going to be heading down here. Ultimately, he will go garrison Sebastopol if he puts the convoy in Batum. So it's just kind of like, where do I need to have my ground units? This Yugoslavian needs to get up here. And again, we're just trying to make sure that any kind of breakthrough the Soviets cause, they're not going to get all that far. I think we'll go to here. No, we have to go to there. All right, so we'll go there. And the question I have is, do I put the Italians in harm's way or the German garrison? This is a problem. I'm short one German infantry unit, and that's because I just can't. Because of the delay in taking out Gibraltar, one of these armored units here. Normally, you would have like a Spaniard in here, and then like the German here and the Spaniard guarding Cadiz, and then these armored units would be. One would be up here in France, and another one would probably be over on the Eastern Front for the winter to try and make sure that we can hold on to things. So we're going to go ahead and what's our count here? 29. So we're going to just try and run this armored that we don't need to garrison anything up to there. We're going to go ahead and do the shuffle and get these armored units on the road to where they belong. At this point, if the Allies want to spend 1944 slogging through, go here, come on. We know that these guys are not going to activate, so we don't have to worry about that kind of thing. This could be a problem if he decides to come to Belbeo. So we're going to put a unit behind there. That's just to guarantee that if he invades, he can't like invade next to it and then get a unit to a second invasion to hit there and move space forward. It's not going to do it now, but this is like just trying to set things up for the long term. I don't have as many guys to supply this time around because those two German units got kaputted. So I'm going to go ahead and move the Italian Air Force down here. We're just going to try and get rid of the British Air Force. We can knock the British Air Force. I just want to make sure that it can't help in any offensive against the Italians. All right, so now the best he can get off on me here against the Italians is I have a tanks marker, so I'd be 2. He would start off at 3, be -1 for the river, -1 for the swamp. Best he can get is a +1. He can throw partisans on me, so he'd be +1 to 0. He could throw free forces to be +2 to 0. And he could also drop the airdrop marker on me if he really wants to risk it here. So he could try to, blow me up that way, which he will do. But how much he uses is debatable. We'll talk about that in a minute when we get to the west. I do have a fleet on the Atlantic. I'm not really worried about this guy because anywhere he invades, he's going to go out of supply. So I'm actually going to take the first fleet here. Now he can intercept me with the American fleet, which has 4 sorties on it. So I actually would welcome that if he would do that. But I'm going to move this fleet here. Again, this is future-proofing kind of thing. Actually, I should probably move him to Tobruk, shouldn't I? Yeah, I probably should move him to Tobruk. Again, this is future-proofing for when bad things happen here in the Middle East. If he clears the Suez Canal, he's going to be able to get a navy into Port Said. And I can't afford to move my convoys right now because of the supply thing. So I'm just sort of future-proofing myself. No. If I had only 1 sortie, I might try and hit him for a few sorties. But again, the weather is poor, so it's not the best of choices. And then that's going to be it for the Italians. Romanians, Turks. This guy's pretty much in the best place he can be. Turk. The real question is whether I want to stay here, because he could try to come across with this guy. Let's see, he'd be -1, +2 for British, -1 for being a garrison. Or -2 for garrison, +1 for being British. So he'd be -1, could throw in a tank, +1 plus this guy could become a tank, so that'd be +2. So that'd be +1, 2, 3, -1, 2. He could be +1 to +1 because I do have a ground support. So I think that's the best place for me to be. I am in supply because I go 1, 2 to here to be in supply. So this is a good place to be. It keeps him from being able to move navies into the Port Said and so on. And unfortunately, the Italians are probably going to fail here and have to be retreated, which is going to give him a chance to get supply to the B.E.F. and then who knows, he might even take Alexandria, which will definitely be a problem for me if he does. Okay, well, I need to be able to bring up my airplane, my convoys, and my fleet here, so I think I'm done with the Italians. I don't think there was anything to do in Finland. We're in the right place. This guy's not, he's not very strong. He's -2, but to come across here is -1 for the river, -1 for the woods, and in current weather, it's -3 total because of the poor weather. So if he wants to, he can come in at 1 for elite, 1 for an airplane, 1 for a tank. It would be -3 to -3 because he'd be +3 and -3. He'd be a 0 to my -2. He'd need a 6-1 split or a 6-1, 2, or 3. So he could have a chance of eliminating it, but then he's going to end up having to run into a German unit to try and take Viborg, and he's got to get all the way to Helsinki to make a difference, or somehow try and break through these units up here, which he may do. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with the Soviets yet. Looking at the Eastern Front here, I'm worried about this, but there isn't a lot I can do about this. Because he's going to out air me no matter what I do. One of the things I am going to do is I'm going to try and stem the tide, so to speak, since I'm waiting on German. This is the key hex southwest of Hanover, hex 27. What is that? 2722, I believe it is. If you count from here for 5 hexes, I'll just put them up as a movement. You'll see. If you look where all the 5s are, it covers Dresden, Berlin, Hamburg, Bremen, Frankfurt, Munich, Metz, Aachen, Dusseldorf. So it covers all your core cities all the way to Prague. The only one that's not covered is Königsberg and Posen. So that's a key place to have a German aircraft. Because the U.S. is in the war now, I don't have to worry about bad things. Now, I don't have any airplanes up here in Stavanger and stuff, so that was the other thing I needed to do, is get this airplane that's got ridiculous numbers of sorties anyway. He's just going to fly to Stavanger just so I can say, Kabanga, I have an airplane there to give me an extra +1 against the Soviets. I only had a +2 this turn, now I have a +3 in the turns going forward. So he's probably going to be playing his partisans again next turn, so that +1 might make a difference on me not losing a factory. Don't know. As far as the western garrisons, it's poor weather. He does have a surprise attack marker. It doesn't have a real good invasion. He can drop one guy. I can collapse upon him. At some point here, once I get an armored unit up here, I'm going to do a dance where I'm going to get a real infantry up here. Is going to come down to like Calais, and then this garrison's going to go up to Rotterdam, but I can't do that this turn. If I see a severe turn, I will do that, but in poor, he could still invade, and I don't want to give him a free invasion. The Italians, God, really don't want to stay where I'm at. I'm probably going to have to rail this Italian and then supply him next turn. Or he's going to have to fall back to Algiers, and then this guy's going to have to run. Or maybe I'll have to rail the armored unit over. All right, let's check supply here. I'm going to have to supply this guy. That's one. Oops, I don't need to do that. I'm not moving. Definitely not moving. Moving would be bad. That's probably the best hex I have to defend it. So, 1 and 2. And then I can probably go 3 and 4. Maybe I'll just go, yeah, 3 and I'll go 3. So if I go 3, I'll be at 4, 5. I think I'll be at 5 each, and then I'll be down to 3s the following turn, where I can start supplying 4 units a turn and still have some flexibility. Yep, that's what we're going to do. I think we're done with the Axis. We're going to just wait and see what the Soviets are going to do. Do I still have one left with the Yugoslavs? With the Germans. This is so hard. I really don't have the defense set up right here. So, 4, 5, 6, 2. So I can shove him there, shove him back, put him there, put him there. But then I only have 1 unit sitting here, so that's not good. So I think that's what I have to do. I may have to plug this gap with the Italians next turn. But I really want to get their fleets and stuff up full this turn. So that's what we're going to do. That's going to be our... that's a real hole. The Italians are not going to be able to bring their fleet up. They are going to have to defend this somewhat. Germany, Christmas time. Which way do I go? I think I go in here. Alright. That's what we'll do. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So we're going to pass. Oh, no. Nope. Nope, nope. I still have this German aircraft. I'm tempted to send this German aircraft into the east. But by the same token, he's going to have 3 bombers coming after me very shortly. And possibly having the extra aircraft to deter him in the west. Oh, that's so hard. I'm not really sure what to do with this German aircraft. Because the Italian, or the, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a line right down here, down to like Kishinev. And then north to here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's like from Kaunas to Kishinev. These 2 aircraft can counter-air any German air. And I don't see any reason to give him extra. So I think I'm going to be building an aircraft in Königsberg. How many sorties does he have? It's 4 and 4, and he's going to bring a guy in with 5. He's going to have a maximum of 5 flights. Hopefully I stop him on 1 or 2. We're going to try and stop the west altogether. So I think we're going to fly to here. We're going to try to stop the bombing campaign altogether. All right, that's where we're going to pass. We're going to say that's it. Not going to eliminate anything. Definitely not going to do any declarations of war. I've got enough problems. Declaring war at this point doesn't help you as the Germans, because there'll be no more diplomacy. So there's no way of getting, like a Vichy France in or something, or Sweden, which is what I was trying to do before, but I couldn't pull the chits. All right, so he's got to go to there. He's got to go to Ankara. He doesn't actually have to go to Ankara. He can go to Diplomat. This guy's going to go to Tripoli, and then these guys are all going to be in supply. What's that going to be in supply? No, it's going to go down to 3, wasn't it? I was going to go here and here. And he wants to go up to 3. I don't want to do that, so he's going to make me do it the hard way. You blighter, you. All right, so we're going to go. He's going to go here. Use the convoy. No escort. Supply to Brindisi. Confirm naval path. All right, now let's see if he splits it up between the two. If I go here, and here, and here, yeah, each one's got 1. So now he'll go up to. Oops, I did that wrong. I need him to come down to 3. So I need this one to go up to 2. So we'll do him. Now we got to go to Tripoli for both of these guys. So we got to make sure that we do this. So this is annoying. Use the convoy. Confirm the naval path. Confirm the naval path. Oi! What's going on? Boom, 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 boom. Come on, come on, come on. It's stuck. All right, we're going to try F5, see if it reloads. Having troubles. We're having troubles. Oh no. Not in the middle of a stream, you buggers. Confirm. It's not reconnecting. This is annoying. What happens if I say go back? Now we go to the game. There we go. All right. Where was I? All right, let's go. Okay. So I was going to. Did it finally supply him? No. No. And no. Okay, and then up here, we're going to not supply this guy in an effort to get the airplane down some sorties so that we might actually threaten some things. Okay, I think that's going to end up the way I want it to be. Smile. So that German armored unit, hopefully we'll be able to move him back. This guy will be able to move back in front of Algiers, and we'll be able to supply him next turn because we'll be able to do 2 units. So the German armored and 2 German Italian infantry and an airplane, hopefully. That's how it will all work out. We'll see. So it's the West's actions. Now the West has to think long and hard here. The British have 30 points, but they also have a surprise attack marker to build. So I'm seriously thinking of just doing absolutely nothing with the British. since the Germans did absolutely nothing to me. That's a serious thought, but probably not the best thought, because I really need to get this guy back in supply. So I have to do this at least. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to attack here. So right now I'm +1. Ooh. So I can throw in the free forces to become a +2, and I could throw down the partisans instead. So let's cancel this attack. We're going to go ahead and use the partisans. Let's undo that move. Got to do that before we do anything. So we're going to show you how this would work. We take the partisans, we throw it on the Italian, and then we go ahead and activate this guy and go here. We want to do a mobile attack so that if we nail him, we have a chance to force him out of Alexandria as well. So we're attacking here. We're +1, he's starting off at -2. Well, the Italians obviously are going to throw their tanks because they got a chain alive. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this in, so I'm +2, because I really need to make him retreat. That's the best I can do right now. I don't have anything else I can throw in. So, I mean, I could drop a surprise attack marker and an airdrop marker and all that, but I think I'd rather have that for invasion. Yeah, we're just going to take our chance. +2 to 0 for this turn. We've committed. And I got really lucky. I got a 4+2, and he rolled a 1. So I got a DD. Now, this is what an Italian debacle. If I go back into Alexandria, I would be -1. He's going to have, let's see, it cost him 1, 2, 3. Cost him 3, 4 to attack me. It's going to cost him 3 more, which would be 7. You can still move over and shove my airplane away. So the British are basically broken out into the Middle East. Fortunately, the B.E.F. doesn't have a full 10 movement points, so it's not going to go anywhere. But it will be able to get into supply. Do I want to try to defend in... I'm going to be -2, and he's going to be +2, because he's +1 for British, +2 for armor, -1 for city. Be +2 to -2 in the city, or +2 to -2 in the river. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boy, oh boy. Anything but a 1 would have been nice, because then I would have just been retreated. Alright, well, let's go. We want to go into here. The reason being, and obviously we're going to take the hex. Reason being is if he attacks me here, that's 3. And then it costs, if he doesn't eliminate me, it costs 3 again, or 1. It costs an extra 3 again to attack me again. So I'm trying to use up all his movement points so that he can't get too far towards Tobruk, and hopefully I can get a unit into Tobruk next turn. So that's what I'm doing there. And of course the British are like, yes, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, if at all possible. And I did. I got a DD. So I got that. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, chase the Italian Air Force away. It is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it will go here. And then I can move 2 more spaces, and I'm going to go ahead and move I'm going to just go ahead and move up so that I'm closer. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can try to do an assault there, so he's going to have to put something into Tobruk during his turn. And there's nobody that can march to Tobruk, so whatever he rails over here is going to be it, unless he does some naval movement, which I should probably do something about. The fact that I use the partisans over here doesn't mean I can use it over here. We already established that these guys at best could be throwing a tank. These guys could throw a tank. That'd be -1, +2 for a tank would be a +1. He'd be 3, 4, or 3, and then -1 for the canal, -1 for the rough terrain, be -2. It'd be a +1 to a +1. I think it's worthwhile to not do it because I have 28 points left, and I'm going to want to bring down this airplane, and I have to get this convoy out of here so that I can supply all these guys. So this convoy, we're not going to escort. We don't need to escort at this point. This convoy is just going to head as far away as he can. He's not going to be able to be rebuilt this turn. These guys probably wouldn't make it across the ocean. What have I got here? I really need to take this British convoy and take it into Suez. As much as I'd like to move airplanes into Great Britain, this is more important. So, see, I can get all the way to here for one movement point. This is 0, and then I can land in Suez. And I only took one sortie to do that. So I can supply 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. I'll be at 5 sorties, come down to 3, and then kind of do the same thing. Next turn, I will clean up some more convoys as best I can. But that's I should be able to hopefully push this guy out of the way and then be able to get another convoy into Port Said to share the load, and then we can start doing things. So I have to spend 3 on this guy and 3 on this guy. So that's 6. Don't have anything else to build, so I could move 2 more points worth for the Brits. I could have the Americans. Well, it's poor weather, so I'd be 2, 3 to his 3. 3 to 3. That's not going to go anywhere. But then again, it's Americans, so I don't care. So, yeah. I keep forgetting it's Americans. I have unlimited production points with them, so you might as well take... Yeah, it's only a +2 to a +3. I need like a 6-1 split, which I'm not going to get. So I'll just go ahead and roll it. Oh, not going to get it. Okay. Yeah, silly attack. Might as well. Now I could go and invade here because he doesn't have a surface action marker. But right now, I'm really strapped for production points because I want to rebuild the thing. So I'm not going to do that. Based on what I've got available and what I want to try and pull off, I'm not going to do anything like that. What I am going to do is I'm going to take this American no, not him. Not him, not him. The bomber. Where's the bomber? We're going to go ahead and grab the American bomber. Naval transport him. We're going to go into here. And then we're going to land in... Oh, actually, I can come all the way down to London, can't I? Or Southampton, because he doesn't have any... Yes, I can go here. And then I can go to here. One, two... Oh, that's 4 movement points. I don't want to go that far. I think we'll just go to Glasgow. Alright, let's just go to Glasgow. And then I can move back to the North Atlantic. Where do I want to be? That's the question. Because I'm going to have 4 sorties on me no matter what I do. The question is, where am I most useful with 4 sorties? I think I'm more useful here when I go down to 2 sorties, because I could possibly get him into the Suez area. So we're going to go there. and confirm. We can't get over there to move the 12th Air Force, but that's just the way it's going to be for a turn or two. Next turn I do get the American carrier, another Ultra, and then the American infantry will all start showing up. So I'm going to have to make sure I have some convoys over here to start shoving things around. So, but I think I really need to get the surprise attack marker done here in the poor weather, so that I have it available in case I get a fair weather like in April, and maybe I can do an early invasion someplace. So I think that's going to be it for the Allies. They're not really going to... Oh, the American bombers will go ahead and try and get lucky. So, because they don't care about production points. So he's going to fly down to here, and he's going to fly over to here, and he can get hit once here at Metz. Well, actually, he can get hit here twice, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can hit Metz twice. So, yeah, but only once with a really good unit. So that's what we're going to do. Sailing down across France, we hit Metz. He's going to use the one that only has one sortie on it, because we're in poor, so it's -1 to -8, and I only got a +1. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to let him have it. He gets the bombed marker there. Now, any other bombing I want to do, if I'm going to do bombing, see, I can be hit by here. No matter where I go, I'm going to get hit by a lot of airplanes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Americans down this way, and we're going to go straight in that way. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this back one can't get to me. So let's confirm that. He's going to go ahead and hit me with this guy. I'm going to hit him with this guy for 1. I'm not going to stop him, but the idea is just to add a sortie, and then I keep going, and now I can hit him with this one. So -2 to -8. Maybe I get lucky and stop him. I did. Okay. So he's at 6. The idea there was, even if I didn't get him with this guy, that I guaranteed he's going to end with 6 sorties. Now the British could fly in here, but they're not going to be able to spend any monies on the bomber command, so they're not going to bother. So we're just going to have to live with our 1 hit this turn in order to rebuild the British surprise attack marker. That is our goal. So that's our goal, stated goal for December. We're going to do that. We're not going to voluntarily eliminate anything. We're not going to declare war on anything. All right, so now let's do the simple one. Okay. All right, these guys can be intercepted. So he's going to go, the airplanes are going to go here first. No, actually, no. Undo that. We're not going to supply him yet. Let's get rid of that. We want to do the ground units. Make sure that, or do we want to do the British first? We want to do the British first. All right, so we're going to do the Brits. We're going to do the Canadians here. Use the convoy. Do escort. And we're just going to go to Plymouth for our supply. It is poor weather, so he's at a net -1. I'm at a -2. The airplane can't do anything, so it's not going to intercept. I did use a point on the Italians, so I can't bring back a fleet. So I think we're going to have to let him go this turn. All right, we're going to let him go. But what I'm going to do is we're just going through the mechanics here. I'm trying to make sure that he uses up sorties. The reason why you see that really ridiculous high number like 93 is we were having some trouble. He used to limit it to like 10 movement points, and you actually couldn't supply in a couple places on the map, and supply is supposed to be an unlimited movement. So stop that interception. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to make him run up his sorties so that if we decide to go after him, he's done his ground units. Now I might try to interdict on an aircraft when he goes and does his aircraft. This convoy has no sorties, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to tempt fate. We're going to go here. We're going to use the convoy. We're just going to use the fleet, confirm the escort. Because that convoy has 0, I didn't realize this convoy had 0. So, yeah, this is just mechanics to make sure that I use up my guys. And let's see, what do I got down here? Got 3 on this one, 1 on this one. So this is one where I will tempt him to come after me on the British aircraft. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the convoy, but I'm not going to use the fleet. I'm just going to say, go ahead. Hit me if you dare. Confirm. And now, because it's one sortie, the best I could do at -2 is I can get a 4, and then he gets a 1. So I do 2 sorties out. He's at 3 sorties. Now I'm at a -3 if I come back at him with another fleet. It's like he could run up the sorties here, but he still has another convoy that has a sortie on it. So all he's trying to do here is mini economic warfare on the Italians, trying to get them to go ahead and interdict here so that they'll have some sorties on them so they won't be useful later. The Italians are going to say, okay, you figured it out, we're done. So no more interceptions this phase. I made him use up some sorties. That's the way it goes. This guy's going to run up 4 sorties. There's nothing I can do about it, so we go ahead and supply all 4 of those guys because it's important to get them to be able to do stuff. And now we're into the Soviets. This is going to be a little bit more interesting. The Soviets have a ton of points, 38 points. They do have 5 airplanes, so you gotta keep that in back of your mind. That's 15, possibly 3 more to drop the convoy down somewhere. So you got to be kind of careful on how you do this. You only have 3 tanks. You do have 3 heavy artillery. So what we're going to try to do here. Oh, I should have shifted things last turn. I'm such a ditz. Okay. I'm a ditz. 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 Okay, I think I want to try and push him across. Do I want to push him up there or push him down here? Well, I think this is the first attack. So we're going to go declare this. Because we're in poor weather, we have to do assaults. So we're going to go here. We're just basically going to go a 3-hex assault. Confirm. I'm going to have a couple 3-hex assaults here and see what we can do. So we're going to start with him. And we're going to go ahead and... Now the Germans are sitting at +2. Okay? And the Russians, the Soviets right now are at +2. So they're going to throw in the aircraft that's down there, which is the 4th. Makes them +3. And I could throw in 2 armored units and heavy artillery to get all the way up to +7. And if we go look at what +7 means, It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what, 6? A 1 in 6 chance that I hold the hex. So, and since I don't have a whole lot behind me there, and then there's also a 1 in 36 chance that he'll actually eliminate me. If he gets a DD, he might bring the shock army down and try and finish me off. So now I throw in the German tank, become a +3, and now he can't eliminate me, and he has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little bit better than 1 in 6 chance of getting a DD. He still has a very good chance of making me retreat, but at least I'll be standing in full strength. Yeah, this is bad, because that's going to mean this 8th Army is going to be in trouble. I think I want to do this because I don't want to give him as many chances to do stuff if he goes all the way. So, and in the Russian case, you want to do that because this is a mountain hex. You don't want the Germans sitting on mountain hexes. So Russians are actually going all in on this attack. We go, we commit. I got to retreat. There's only one place to retreat. I will go ahead and take the hex with the guards unit. So that's what I wanted there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, I'm trying to do some shenanigans here. I'm putting this guy here. Now the question is do I want to be able to make him retreat? Huh. Do I want to be able to make him retreat? So I'm thinking I'm going to go here and assault this way. I mean, I could try to push this guy, but I think I want to do this guy here. This guy is going to go to here and go in this way. And then we're going to go down here. Confirm that. Let's see what we've got. If we do this assault right now, we're at +4 to +2. He has nothing he can play. If I throw the tank on the guy, I go up to +5. And I throw in an airplane, I get up to +6 to +2. And then this guy would come down at probably a 0. Maybe I could throw a heavy artillery to kill the unit. Alright, we're going to see if we can eliminate a German unit, although we're using heavy artillery very massively. How did I check my last heavy artillery. My heavy artillery was delayed 6 turns, so I might not use a heavy artillery here. So I might have to go like +1 to 0 just to see if I can eliminate him. Well, let's see how we do. We're +6 to +2. We're not going to throw the heavy artillery, just the airplane and the tank marker. And I got lucky. I got an 8, he rolled a 1. So I got a defender disrupted. So once again, I will take it with the guards unit. And that leaves me in a fairly good position to possibly push in on Kharkov. So I'm kind of happy with how that worked out. I really don't have any really good attacks here. I can go 3, 4, -1, +3 to +2. Be a lot of +3 to +2s. 1, 2, 3, -1, +2 to 0. So let's see if we can push him off here. Yeah, not a lot of good attacks here anymore. +1 to +2, +2 to +2. +2 to +2 is not really a good attack. I don't have any more things. I'm not really going to use a partisans at this point. I think I am going to try to push him across this river. So we'll see how that works. We'll move here. assault. We're just going to use another infantry, and then we'll start here, so we're net +1, and we'll throw in, is that the third air? Third air. So I'm +2 to 0, just trying to get a retreat. And I did. Now the Germans have to make a decision here. I'm thinking this is such a good defensive hex that I'm just going to start by going here. I have to decide what I want to take it with. I really don't want the guards unit being trapped. I want to be able to swing it north. So I'm actually just going to take it with an infantry and see what the Germans do next turn. 1, 2, 3, -1, +2 to +2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, +3, +4 to +3. Is that worth it to try and turn the flank? The problem is, if I go ahead and put this guy here, you're probably going to see a counterattack by the German armored and infantry to try and flip this guy. One of the ways to defend with the Germans is to flip the guards, tanks, and the shock armies. You may not kill them, but if you can flip them, they're not nearly as scary, especially in fair weather. But you know, we're in this penny for a pound. We're at 24, so we're kind of coming to the end of what I can do with the Soviets anyway. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Attack with this, and then that's the first air. Oh, actually, I'll just use the third air because why not? Save myself some points. So I'm +4 to +3. Do I get lucky? Oh, I did. I got a defensive retreat. I've been rolling really good. Germans have been rolling really bad. So this is bad news for the Germans. There's no good move here. I think I'm going to go here. And now Soviets have to be careful here because if they were to stick this tank unit out here, he wouldn't be able to retreat. So you don't want to move the armored unit out. You actually do want to throw out the shock army. I know it doesn't sound right, but you need to do that so that you're keeping yourself retreat routes. Because then the Soviets are going to go ahead and spend some more points here to try and push back this guy, which they can do with that. He's 2, 3. Maybe 4. And then you start with the armored unit so that you're, so we were 1, 2, 3, 4, -1 for the weather. And then I can throw in the first air here to get me up to +4 to +2. I could throw heavy artillery here, but I'm not going to. I want to save heavy artillery for like when I have to siege like Kiev and Kharkov, and I only have 2 of them. The other one's not coming back for 6 turns, so it's not going to be like summer. And Kiev and Kharkov are factories, so those are things that I want to make sure that I can. Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. Am I not? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. I'm going to have to send an armored unit down there. Oh, I'm a ditz. I was not paying attention. I was so concentrated on killing Germans that I'm going to give him a city down here, which I don't want to do, but he's going to be able to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have to make sure that he can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because he could like take this and sit in this swamp hex. Yeah, bad move by the Russian. But anyway, we will just go ahead and finish this off. So we're +3. Oh, no, +4. +4 to +2. Trying to get a retreat. And I did get another one. Rolling really well. And again, we're trying to make sure we have retreat paths for everybody. So we're just kind of pushing. Pushed him back a hex row, kind of. Unfortunately, I mucked this up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I knew there was a reason. This infantry unit was actually supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I was supposed to bring this armored unit down here to help with the attack. So I screwed up. So instead, this armored unit's going to go here to keep him from, if he wants to come across, if he doesn't go back across the isthmus, he will get majorly attacked. And then I will rail an infantry unit from like up here somewhere. Speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and get this infantry unit is going to go in here. Oh, do I want to go in there or do I want to go over here? So I have to kind of watch what I'm doing here. I have to get this infantry unit's going to probably go down to help down there in southern Russia. I'm going to go ahead and put him there. Sir. 4, 5, 6. So we're going to try and do another push here. It's not a really good push. One, 2, 3, 4, 9. Yeah. Right now it's +2 to +2. I'm going to use that airplane. Make it +3. I don't think I'm going to keep getting good die rolls. Now, sooner or later, the Germans had to roll decent. Okay. So that's about all I can do there. I have 10 points left, and I have 3 airplanes to do. Actually, I have 4 airplanes to do, but one of them only has 1 sortie, so this one I'm just not going to replenish. So I'll have 9 guys to do. So I'm going to stop here. So I'm done. Not going to voluntary return. We're not going to declare war on anything. And we'll be able to supply everybody. All right, and we're into replacements. So the Italians have 12. It has to be convoy, airplane. The Germans have 26. So it's got to be the convoy. Airplane, 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 and airplane. They still have 5 left over, which is exactly what they have to build. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Thought I did my math right. I don't have anybody else that I can replace because the Italians don't have. They're 1 point short because they had to move a guy in east. So we're done. This is easy. there, that one, 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 that one. Okay. And now the British want to be able to rebuild their things. They only have 28. And we do need to, God, where is it? I have to make sure I get the right one. I want to bring up this convoy, first convoy. And I also want to get this airplane because I do need to keep the pressure up in the Middle East here through the winter. And then I've got 22 left, but I don't have anything I can bring back and get my surprise attack marker. So I'm done. And the Soviets, now I told you I was going to do, I'm going to do the 2 2s. That 2 and that 2. And I think this one right here, the 5th air, we're not going to do, so we're going to go ahead and do the 1st air. The 5th air will stay with a point on it because that's what I can do. I can't build the convoy this turn because of that, but that's okay. And I'm not going to do any upgrades. The Germans can build. They're going to go ahead and build the Luft Reserve here in Königsberg. I am short infantry in the east, so we're going to build an infantry in Königsberg. And then the 7th, I have armor coming back to the west, so I'm going to build this in, there's no fast way to get there, in Posen, I guess. Those 2 infantry are going to go help out in the east to try and shore up the line because he's pushing very well. And then the British saved their points specifically to be able to buy that. So they're done. And then the Soviets, I should have saved 2 points to build this tank unit. I did not, so I screwed up. So I can't build anything. I'm an idiot. And then we're back to January 44. We'll go check the weather. It's poor in the warm zone. It's poor in the mild zone, which is where like Norway and France and stuff, and severe northern Norway, Finland, and all throughout the Soviet Union. So only retreats basically. So I should be able to kind of hold the line here. I don't think I'm going to be able to push him back anywhere. Yeah, that was unforeseen. We'll be building an Italian and a German. So we will stop it here. We've been at it a little over an hour. Sorry, it took a little bit longer than I thought it would do, but a lot had to be going on. So these are probably going to be 1 turn per session. Yeah, it's the Germans are in a race to get their armored back to where it's useful, and their aircraft and so on. So yeah, we're in a bit of a race here to try and stem the tide in the east before the summer turns. You can't let the Soviets get too much ground in the winter over there because if they're like all the way to the Dnieper by the summer turns, they're probably going to break it and be all the way into Romania and Poland and everything else by the clear weather turns. You can't let them get that far. You got to try and stop them. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do. I'm going to probably rail one of these armored units over there and then see if I can't stem the tide. Okay. And as you can see, the Germans are down to 32 points where they were at 36 last turn. So that really, strategic warfare did hurt. You might think 32 points, that's way enough. I've got 7 aircraft on the board. That's 21 points to try and replenish them all. Probably don't need to replenish them all, but it's tough. There's a lot of points that you'll spend in a very short amount of time. So you almost have to keep roughly half your points just to reflip ground units and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a problem. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go down here and save this so we know that we have it available in case something happens. It's probably going to be a week before I can do another session of this. So we're going to go ahead and save this game. USC 60 transfer. Okay. So we've done that, and we are all done here then. Yep, took a little over an hour to get through that turn, so I think it's going to be that way for all of our sessions. Um, I have to think of someone how to defend better with the Germans. Um, anyway, be that as it may, as I always say, well, first off, I am Dren608. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. If you really like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify button. You'll be notified when I schedule the next stream. And yeah, until we meet again, stay safe and bye bye.